The axolotl, which is native to the ancient water channel systems in Mexico City, has been placed under the critically endangered category within the IUCN Red List. The axolotl is a long, slim and darkly coloured creature with short legs reaching up to 30 centimetres in length and 180 grams in weight. This astonishing species exhibits an unusual and extreme trait known as neoteny or pedomorphosis, where they retain larval stage characteristics throughout life, so never fully resemble an adult salamander. Unlike other amphibians, most axolotl fail to metamorphose and live permanently in water. Although it does develop lungs, the axolotl's most bizarre feature is its retention of its branch-like gills covered with feathery filaments. These increase the surface area for gas exchange within their water habitat. The axolotl is inactive during the day, resting on the substrate with gills splayed. They move slowly and may surface occasionally to take a breath of air. Young axolotl feed on algae, but older axolotl are carnivorous, consuming small prey such as worms, insects, and small fish in the wild. Axolotls locate food by smell and will snap at any potential meal, sucking the food into their stomachs with vacuum force. They are of great scientific interest due to their ability to regenerate more body parts. Rather than forming scar tissue when wounded, tissues at the wound site convert to a stem cell-like state, meaning that they are able to regrow missing tissue in its entirety, even a whole limb. The axolotl breeding season is between December and June, however they can be bred at any time of the year, with most successes reported in the early part of the year. Although the axolotl remains in the larval form throughout its life, it becomes sexually mature between 12 and 18 months of age. Males dance to initiate courtship, nudging the female before depositing several pockets of sperm, known as spermatophores, onto rocks and plants. These are taken up by the female for internal fertilization of her eggs. She lays the eggs 24 hours later, attaching the fertilized eggs with mucus onto a substrate such as plants, where they are incubated for 2 to 3 weeks. A single female can produce up to 400 eggs in a day. The most significant threat to the axolotl is the increasing pollution of the lakes in which they inhabit and the canal system as Mexico City continues to grow. Land drainage, flood control, and sewage disposal methods from the 17th century to the present have all contributed to the destruction of the water system of Mexico City. It was also captured for the consumption by local people, although numbers are now too low for this. Whilst there are large numbers of the axolotls in captivity around the world, particularly in biomedical and physiological research laboratories, numbers of wild axolotls are very low. Previously, capture of this species for the international pet and research trade contributed to the population decline, but the axolotl now breeds well in captivity, alleviating this threat. Conservation action to protect axolotl populations in the wild is focusing on raising their profile through conservation education and a nature tourism initiative, coupled with work on habitat restoration. Recent stabilisation of axolotl numbers may be due to the restoration of park areas for protected wild axolotls over the last 20 years. These protected areas require continued restoration to support the axolotl populations, which may begin to increase with the introduction of captive bred axolotls.